Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
Did you miss a show? Download the podcast now.
Hey, it's Elena J. JJ is feeling like his life is a circus. What craziness is going on? Plus, does your significant other purposely suck at a chore so that they don't ever have to do it again? And are there benefits to dating somebody that is shorter than you? All of this plus so much more is coming up in the Playhouse Podcast, which starts now.
This today is the circus part of our show. I genuinely feel like I got my life kind of under control. But today I feel like my life is a little bit of a circus. Now, Elena, why is your life a circus?
I have a half-naked little man that's just running around the house, peeing in random places, throwing things in the toilet, trying to flush them. And
I think it would help if you put some of those doggy things down, you know, where you're trying those dog pads. Yeah, like when you're trying to train your dog. Would that help?
For him, he's lazy. He's sitting there watching TV and he doesn't want to get up and go to the potty, so he just pees on the couch.
Yeah,
it's like stop being lazy.
He used to just dump in his underwear because he was watching too much.
It's gross.
I'm like, what are you doing? Get up, go to the bathroom.
Kat, why is your life a circus right now?
Just because we're having some stuff done to the inside of the house. We've been dealing with construction primer paint this long, and so there were like finger marks. My nephew decided to eat spaghetti and then kiss my wall for some reason, so there was like a red spot on there forever. So now we're getting fresh paint, a nice coat, but it comes in 3 phases. So like our rooms are just going to look like crazy for the next month. But that's it.
Yesterday, it hit the crescendo for me, and I realized my life was a circus. Now, my daughter, Reagan, used to be a dancer, and what it did is it kind of wrecked her hip, and she was supposed to have this hip surgery where basically they have to go in, they have to repair her labrum, but then they also have to break her hip in 3 spots.
Oh, my God.
And then re-bolt it together, and she's going to be out of commission for the better part of a year. And it hurts. Like, she's in such pain every day. It just breaks my heart. And right before COVID hit, like literally before they shut everything down, she was a week out from having a surgery. And the reason that this was such a big deal is they have to get 3 different doctors from 3 different hospitals together to do this surgery. And they finally got all on the same schedule, and then they shut down all like non-emergency surgeries. So she was supposed to have her surgery yesterday. We find out that she was 13 days out from having like secondhand exposure to COVID.
Yeah.
Like a friend of hers mother had it. So Reagan went and got her test, negative. Had another test, negative. But the doctor, since it was only 13 days out, didn't feel confident in the anesthetics because she was going to be like laying on her back for so long.
Yeah.
And they said, listen, we just don't happen to your daughter, so we can't do it.
As much as you want to say screw them, I mean,
it's
would
the
be
safest
a whole
thing,
lot
right?
worse.
Yep.
Right.
And I don't want her to die. So that happened yesterday. I was supposed to have the surgery. Was ready to go. Nope. Then my wife has been really struggling with the fact that we send our oldest away to college in 2 weeks. And so her just constantly talking about how much she's going to miss him is starting to bleed over into me. The people who rented our cabin last weekend, looks like one of them had COVID. And we're trying to figure out how long.
Have you been there?
No,
since
we haven't
that
gone
happened?
since then.
Okay.
They checked out Saturday afternoon.
So I think with exposure to
it's supposed
like
to be on
countertops and stuff, you're good for 72 hours.
The bedding and stuff. So the best we could read is you got about a 3 to 4 day thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Also, I'm really scared as to what happens when somebody finally at work gets COVID. Because most people are coming in to do their radio shows. I don't know how we're going to pull ours off if we can't come in.
Do you know something? I don't know.
No, I don't. I'm trying to anticipate like what's our next move. And then baseball is about to end for my little man. Yeah, I mean, we'll do fall baseball, but it's just not the same. So these are all the reasons I feel like my life is a little bit of a circus. And I wanted to know about yours. And I felt like bad for myself till I read what was on the screen here with Mel. How are you feeling today, Mel?
I'm doing good, actually.
So why is your life such a circus? You're only 29 years old?
Yeah, so I just turned 29, just actually like a couple days ago.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
Why is life a circus right now?
So I actually unexpectedly had multiple strokes a couple weeks ago in July. And I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And I'm used to working from home with my 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just been a little bit crazy crazy. But honestly, I'm like, I can't come on and give a total sap story because I'm really blessed to like be recovering as well as I am, and to have had like so many of my friends, family, and community members like step up and help.
I was going to ask if you had a great support system. Now, what are they saying? Like, you're constantly on the lookout then for signs and symptoms of it happening again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like I did like multiple procedures, like including taking like spinal fluid and stuff, and like they really didn't find any answers as to why. So now it's just cutting out like pretty much any and all like risk factors. So things like hormonal birth control, even.
Oh, sure. And then are you having to change up your diet right away too, or are you doing risk factors one at a time so they can narrow it down?
No, it's kind of a little bit of everything. And my diet hasn't had to change too much. It's just like making healthier choices.
Sure.
And like avoiding like cholesterol foods, like bad cholesterol.
Jeez.
Not that it's not tragic when it happens to an older person, but when it's someone that's young and healthy. We had an acquaintance who she had a stroke, and it didn't quite go the way yours did. I mean, she had a long time to recoup. She had brain surgeries and, was in a wheelchair forever. So I really hope that you don't ever have to deal with it again. Hopefully it was like a one and done situation for you.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that's the case. But there is just like a lot of internal long-term stuff that people don't see necessarily on the outside.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everything's off for you now. You know what I mean? Like you were in the middle lane going as fast as you wanted. And now you're way off on the right lane having to be cautious. So I get it. And like Kat said, I hope things go well for you. Thanks for making me feel a little bit better about my situation.
Hey, all of our situations are different and none worse than the others, right?
God, you are way too smart for listening to this show. I mean, you got to find something else. I appreciate it, Mel. Have a good morning.
You guys are my favorite. You too.
Thank you. Take care.
You.
Let's go to Teresa real quick. Teresa, why is life a circus for you right now?
Oh, my life is a circus because we decided to sell our city lot in Hutchinson and move out to the country. We had a signed contract in December of last year, sold my house in February. When we went to do the paperwork for the new house, it came back as no title. No taxes have ever been paid, no title. They don't know there was no mortgage, there was no contract for deed, and the real estate office has been researching this, trying to get the state to issue us a title.
Are you homeless right now because of this?
We are homeless. We have been homeless for 6 months.
Oh,
so it's just a ghost property.
God.
It's a ghost property.
Wow.
Yep. So the state shut down for COVID, so then nothing was being done. And now we are waiting for one document so we can close on the house. That was supposed to come in June.
A new home
July,
is supposed to
then
bring you
August.
so much joy and anticipation, and you get to flip the page onto a brand new part of your life, and now this has got to feel like not nearly as great, huh?
No, it's very disappointing. Yeah, all of our stuff is in storage. We're staying at friends. I'm not even sleeping in my own bed. I barely have enough clothes to make it because we thought we were going to have a title in 2 months.
Right.
My kids and my pets were all staying at a friend's house.
That is a good friend.
Still, yes,
Wow.
very good.
Right. Again,
and we're still waiting for the title.
Moment of levity here for me. And when do you think you're going to be in your new house? I mean, do you have a date that you're kind of putting on the calendar?
Well, they anticipate closing to be August 19th, but anticipated closing contract has been re-signed 6 times.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that's the last time. You have 14 days, girl.
You're just hoping to get there before the snow flies, huh?
Oh, my gosh, yes. That would be great.
All right.
Because we need new windows, new siding. It needs some work.
No.
So,
all right. Well, thoughts and prayers headed your way. Good luck. I appreciate you sharing with us.
I
And
appreciate that.
keep us posted, will you?
Love you guys.
Oh, love you too.
You guys.
Love you.
Listen to you every morning.
Thank you. You're the best.
We're not even paying these.
Oh, you're the best.
Take care. I appreciate it. It feels like I can't whine anymore.
I feel like you should just shut
You know
your
what I mean?
mouth.
Like,
Yeah,
everything's
after
fine.
her.
I got a place to go. Everybody seems okay. Today is National Underwear Day.
How old is the oldest pair of underwear that you have?
You know, I can actually say this is they're probably less than, what is it? It's August now. When did COVID hit? When did we really start locking
February.
down? So I would say the first week of March, we did a complete, all of our entire family went through our closets and cleaned everything out. And I did an underwear buy on Amazon and killed everything, except for I had one pair of like baseball, like sliding shorts, like compression shorts that you put your nut cup in, and that's it. That's all I had. So I can say 6 months, not even 6 months.
Okay. I would say I have that, pair of panties. She called in that one time, Jamie, who I went to college with. And
The stolen panties. You still have the stolen
pair of
panties?
That thong was hanging on by a hope.
Who hanging, huh?
I was like, I got to get rid of these, but I don't want to because they're so comfortable. It was like wearing nothing, but you still had a little bit of support. But I did do an Amazon buy as well. So I'm going to, and I found 5 for $20 silk thong. It was a deal at Target, so I took part in that.
Did you find a safe place to be able to get rid of your other ones? Like, I mean, did you call the city?
Like a pill drop off?
Yeah, like
you're making a joke as to how big they are?
There's got to be some kind of a fall. No, I was going to say there's got to be some kind of a fallout shelter or something.
Kids need one of those parachutes if we do go back to school.
Is this? I mean, do you throw them in with one of the bodies when they're getting cremated? I mean, how do you really properly dispose of something like that you've been wearing?
Yeah, you're funny today. No, I did not.
I know you're in the Becker area. Can you bring that to the plant? Can they just throw it into one of the reactors and just kind of get rid of it the right way?
I am not going to lie. I own some of the largest underwear out there, and that's what I buy. It is so comfortable to sleep in, just huge underwear.
Well, when you were gone yesterday, the guy from the Brainerd Raceway had called down here and asked if we had any extra parachutes for the funny cars, and I was like, yeah, actually,
whatever.
She has 3 in her office.
You can make fun of me, but I would say the oldest pair would have been the Jamie thong, and those were going on.
Is that going on like 20 years since you stole those panties from that girl?
Probably about 18 years.
Elena, were you here when she called in?
No.
This might have been pre-Elena, but Kat was talking about when she was in college, and she would steal panties from her roommates. And they would always be like, "Where are all my underwear going?" And then
I didn't have any money to buy Victoria's Secret underwear, and her parents were loaded, and so she had so much underwear.
So we were just talking about it randomly one morning, and the girl called in. She's listening to the show. She's like, "Oh my God, for 20 years I've been wondering where my panties have been going."
She's one of the sweetest girls, and she was like, "Well, I guess if you needed them."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm sorry you're so poor. We were so rich."
Right.
Elena, oldest pair of undies you got?
I would say 3 years. I did a whole purge and bought new ones.
Nice.
When your now fiance moved in, did she bring a truckload, or was she just kind of like a normal undie girl?
She doesn't wear underwear.
Yeah, you marry that girl. Yeah, you got to wife that up.
I'm going to.
Some of the stuff you say about her, she's like so hot.
She does look like the type of girl that wouldn't wear underwear, though. After spending the entire weekend with a bunch of friends at a cabin, you've walked away realizing what?
That I'm just not a spring chick anymore. I am older. My body can't handle much. And I try, Maybe I just need to drink more. Do you think that's it? I have to condition my body more?
I think that's part of it. I don't know if that's the healthy part of it.
Yeah.
But I think you maybe just need to go a little bit more social versus...
It's a marathon, not a sprint, is what I have to remember. But I get up there and I'm all jazzed, and I'm just like one drink after another, and it all tastes so good, and then...
It's not a sorority.
That's true.
It's just a friend's cabin.
But the thing is, I never, ever drink. And so when I do have plans like this, then I go crazy. But anyway, so we were at the cabin, and it's part of an association, all these little pod cabins. And we were just walking around the grounds, and we see this note that's by this dumpster. And I guess it's been a problem for a while now. But it says, "I have posted signs and they have gone ignored." No one knows who posted this, by the way. The next person that does not belong to this association and tosses their garbage into this bin will be penalized. Cameras have been installed. There are no cameras.
Of course there aren't.
You look around, you don't see any cameras. So I don't know if he planted them, but he says, or she. I'm thinking it's a she right about now with the Karen craze, but it says, "We will take the garbage and spread it all over your yard, every nasty piece of trash." And that's how it's ended.
Hold my beer.
With a sick face. Or like one of those green icky faces.
You ever been so poor that you put your garbage somewhere else? I have.
Yes.
The very first full-time radio job I had paid me $700 a month.
Yeah.
I was so poor, and my student loans were so heavy at that point that I would routinely take my garbage to the radio station in the overnight hours and put it in their dumpster. I would sometimes take my garbage downtown. There was a hardware store, and in their back alley, there was an open dumpster. I would throw it in there. So I've been there. I very much associate with these people. It's an expense. It was like $30 a month for the city to come take your garbage, and I was like, I ain't having it. I was solo. I'm all by myself. I'm like, what garbage do I have?
I didn't dig too deep into how long this has been going on. Obviously, long enough to really get this person's goat. But Derek used to do that. Our old apartment, we moved. And then every time you move, you have excess trash. You're like, I got to wait till next Wednesday? Yeah. There's no way. So
have a graduation. I'm still rolling in excess trash right now.
Really? Yeah. And he would just go bring it to our old apartment and toss it in there. Ooh, no. So it's a victimless crime.
That sign turned you off.
Yeah. But have you left or received a nasty note recently? I think people are so heightened lately that this is like...
But we have like a community park in our neighborhood.
Yeah,
that's got like a pond that has a little fountain in it. It's got some statues, some sitting areas, and stuff like that. My wife and I were just actually walking through it the other day when we were for a walk, and I was like, "Would this make you buy this, home in this neighborhood?" She's like, "No, but like if you had, pets and stuff like that didn't have an area to roam, that's a good spot." But people have been posting for years signs in there like cameras are watching you. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
There's no cameras. There's no cameras in the park.
You don't know. You look everywhere.
Trust me. Who's running cameras into the park?
I don't want to be caught on a camera I didn't know about. That's for sure.
I feel like I take a whiz in those woods all the time, man. I'm like, you want a picture of this? Knock it out.
I don't know. But have you left or received a nasty note? Someone parked at a slant?
Elena, I feel like you're somebody who would leave a note.
Oh, totally. Yeah. This didn't happen recently, but this was a couple of years ago. I lived in an apartment complex, and the person next to me, it was a bunch of guys, and they would smoke constantly. And I went outside, and I noticed that they were throwing their cigarette butts onto my little deck area.
Okay.
Oh.
And I would let I just had Zizi at the time, I would let my dog go out there. And so I think they were throwing their cigarette butts
at the dog.
At Zizi, because she would bark at them. Yeah. And so I left a note on their door, and I let everybody see it. Like, I didn't put it in an envelope or anything. And I said, number one, stop smoking, because you're not supposed to smoke inside. Number two, if I find another cigarette butt on my deck, I will tell management. And I was so upset. And
so it wasn't anonymous. Like they would have known it was from you.
Yeah, they would have known it was from me.
You put Elena, apartment 101.
No, I didn't sign off.
Your worst nightmare. That would be
you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, I mean, notes are the best and most passive aggressive route to get your point across because they read it and can't rebut. You know what I mean? Like, you're not around. There's no way that they can get back to you with their words.
You know what my favorite is the girl that was in the Home Depot parking lot, and she accidentally dinged the truck in front of her. So she was pulling in, and there was one of those like really high end, like $80,000 trucks with just completely loaded out. And she said she had like a Mazda Protege, and she dinged the front end, and she backed out, and she noticed that a couple people saw her, so she grabbed a piece of paper and started writing on there and then put it under their windshield wiper. And the guy came out and it said, "Hey, I'm really sorry I hit your car, but a lot of people saw it, so I'm pretending to put my information on this note and put it under your windshield wiper."
Oh, my God.
There was nothing, right? The camera had caught it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how it kind of got to the news or whatever. But this girl thought she was so crafty that she had just written a bunch of stuff and then slipped it under the windshield wiper and then literally went into Home Depot, got her stuff, and came back out.
Yeah.
And
I did what I had to do.
Matt, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
Great. Thanks for coming on the show real quick. We were talking about signs that you see posted. Kat saw a sign that was posted that said, if you put your trash in here, we're going to throw it all over your lawn. What's the sign you roll with?
I roll with a little turtle out of like a coloring book.
Okay.
It says it's for those people that can't park in the line.
Yeah.
And it says, practice coloring on this to stay in the lines kind of gimmick.
That is clever. So you carry that everywhere you go? You have multiple
You have like 100 copies?
Sheets?
I got like 50 in the glove box.
Good for you.
When was the last time you had to put this on someone's car?
It's been like 2 months ago. I started doing it after we bought a new car because you don't realize how horrible people do it when you got something like not just a crap box. That
Right, and you don't want it to get dinged and everything. You realize how bad and it's really bad now, too. People are preoccupied about putting the mask on real quick before they go in somewhere or something like that.
The best part for me would see the reaction. So do you go park somewhere and watch the reaction?
Yeah, like an arsonist.
Do you get out of there? What?
I am guilty. When I first started doing it, I would park like 2 rows away with a straight shot at the car, and I was like a little little creeper in my car just waiting.
That would be me.
What kind of reaction do you get? Do people usually crumple it up, or do they look around? What's the general reaction?
Like the general one is most of them just start laughing at it.
Yeah.
And do they step back and look at how bad of a parker they are? Do you think you're making a difference in the world?
A couple of them have. Like the first one that I ever did it to, he was like way crooked, and I put it on there because he swung his door open and just like smoked the rear door on my car.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I put that on there and drove away, and he saw it, and then he kind of like looked at it, and I was like, all right.
Well,
That's amazing.
That's what I like. Somebody's out there making the world a better place for all of us. Matt, kudos to you this morning, man. Have a great day, all right?
Weird news.
Now, it's always a big win for anybody doing like a drug sting or a stakeout to catch the bad guys, right? And seize all that cocaine from the streets. But then you can never really control who walks by at the time you announce it on the news.
Third tested positive for alcohol. Almost 1 in 10 had cocaine in their system. I love cocaine!
That's what I would expect. When I go to Dublin, I want people just to be so drunk off their own dark beer and potatoes that they just yell things.
Hold on, can I hear that again? This guy's...
Third tested positive for alcohol. Almost 1 in 10 had cocaine in their system. I love cocaine!
I love it. All right, so I don't know if you watch this. Do you watch Smothered, Elena, on TLC? You don't have TLC.
I've seen the previews for it, and it makes me anxious.
Does it?
Yeah.
It makes me anxious as well because my mom and I, we do the side hug. You know, we're not overly emotional with each other.
Elena, these are like moms that even though their daughters get married, still are like the biggest part of their life. They're like way too much.
There was one mom that her daughter was about to give birth, and she looked right at the father, the girl's husband, and said, I think you should sit this one out. I'd like to be in the room.
Yeah, it's insane.
But this mother-daughter combo, so this is Marcia, and she will go into her daughter Elena's bedroom. Elena's 21, by the way, and she's laying in bed, and the mom will start every morning by smooching and licking her 21-year-old daughter.
My relationship with her is unique. Hey, puppy.
There's a lick.
She's licking her like a cat.
I love it when my mama licks me. And it kind of makes me feel closer to her because we're doing something funny and out of the ordinary.
Yep, that is correct. What if I woke you up like that every morning? I might start. And that is what's weird.
Everything about it makes me uncomfortable.
I know.
I'm all for having a great relationship with the people that gave you life.
Ew. I can't.
I'm cringing.
I know. Is it because her name is Elena?
Maybe.
It's super cringeworthy. Wait, you should look up some of the clips. Elena, a little birdie is telling me that your girlfriend is purposely doing things wrong so she doesn't have to do them again.
Yeah. So a couple days ago, she decided to make cupcakes, and I told her that she had to do the dishes. Now, in our relationship with chores, we kind of have them, split up. So I do the dishes, and I do the laundry, and then she vacuums and cleans the bathroom, does the mopping, whatnot.
Hold up, before I get any further into this, isn't the rule that if you do the cooking, somebody else does the cleaning?
Yes.
No.
Right? In our house, if somebody cooks, they're not expected to clean up the dishes or any of the grill or anything like that. That's not the way it works with you guys?
I always do the dishes, even if I cook. So that's
Okay.
kind of how we have it split up. Well,
All right.
she decided to make cupcakes, and I was like, hey, you're going to have to do the dishes this time. And so I told her she had to wash them in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
So the dishwasher runs. Yesterday, I check out the dishwasher, and I find the cupcake pans in there, caked with cupcakes, because she decided not to use the little liners for the cupcakes because she didn't want to use those. So it's just caked on there, and it's hardened on there. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I think she did it on purpose.
You think she's dumping purposely so she never has to do the dishes again?
We call that the Paris Hilton. If you used to watch A Simple Life, that was her go-to move.
You're right. She would screw it up so
If
that nobody
I
asked
just,
her to do it again.
Don't do it right, then they'll just do it, and they won't ask me to do it again. So
Wow.
a lot of people live by that, by the way.
Your husband do this?
No, he is actually, he's a rock
He's a
star.
domestic goddess?
Yes, I am the one. And sadly, I put him in that situation all the time.
What do you dump? What don't you do well so that somebody else has to do it?
I'll like put too much into the washer to where it like starts to smell like
You're
burning.
Jesus.
I'm just like,
That's a
I didn't
really
know how
bad
much to
human
put in
move.
there. I know. And I just really need to start pulling my weight. So I'm giving myself a date of next year to start. It's on the planner. It's on the calendar. So we're just going to start then. But yeah, I'm the jerk. I'm a jerk for sure.
Do you do this any other part of your relationship? Do you dump on anything, Elena, so that you don't have to do it anymore?
I can't. Like, I think about it and I try to go with a vengeance and I'm like, oh, I'm going to suck at doing this. But then I'm a perfectionist. So then while I'm doing it, I'm like, it has to be perfect.
My wife has this saying, and you may want to write this down. We. That's the saying. She'll start anything with, well, we're going to want to do this. Well, we should do this. And I go, oh, yeah, when are we going to do this? And what skills do we bring to this project?
She has been doing that a long time.
She's great at it. And I'll tell you this much. This was a few years ago, Kat, and you and I were at a radio conference. And I had planned this out where I usually mow the lawn every 3 to 4 days. Mm-hmm. And I'd left it long, and I knew it was going to rain a few days. And I remember her texting me Friday night. I think we were out for cocktails after like the seminar. Hey, I'm going to get up early tomorrow and mow the lawn. I'm like, great, good, awesome. You know where everything is? No, yep. I got it all under control. Mm-hmm. Saturday morning, 7:12 a.m. I know she's not ready to mow the lawn. Where's the gas can?
Yeah,
it's in the shed with the lawnmower. Where's the bagger? It's in the shed with the lawnmower. Do I have to change the wheel height? Nope, just mow the lawn. Yep. Do I have to bag it? Yep, I'd prefer you bag it and you throw all the clippings in the woods.
I'll just do it.
So we get home Sunday morning. Plane comes, rolls in. We get home. I looked at the lawn and I would have bet Stevie Wonder cut my lawn. There was certain chunks that were super high and long.
Yeah.
Grass everywhere. It looked like she had baled hay. Uh-huh. So I knew that basically the lawnmower bag was filling up and she just kept going. She missed giant strips that you could see from the street. And I stop I parked my truck in the driveway and I looked at it and I went, one of two things is going to happen. You're not going to be able to keep your big mouth shut and you're going to go, hey, did you mow the lawn drunk? And she's going to explode on you as far as like, I have to do everything when you're gone. Or you don't say anything. Just cut the lawn when nobody's looking on Sunday and just be that guy.
I help you with the latter.
I didn't because I'm not bright. Mm-hmm. I walked in and I go, hey, nice job on the lawn. Because I can't not be backhanded like that. And she goes, you know what? If you want it done right, you got to do it yourself then, I guess. And that was the last time she touched the lawnmower. Yeah. She was so good at screwing up mowing the lawn that she's never had to do it again.
But see, I'm like her. I look at everything else that I do for my family, and I keep our bills going and our money.
That doesn't make your lawn look nice.
I get the tabs on his car at the right time so he doesn't get pulled over. I give him his allowance. I feel like I do a lot.
So what we're looking for this morning is in your relationship, what have either of you dumped on so that you never, ever have to do it again? You've been kind of on the same path where you screwed up something just so you didn't have to do it again, Tony?
Loading the dishwasher.
Right.
I do it poorly so I don't have to do it.
Right on.
I see how she puts it in there, and I kind of mess up by putting the plastic stuff on the bottom and that, and not putting the bowls at the right angle.
Right.
Just enough to irritate her. Really, that's not how I do it.
Yeah.
But
like, well, then you better do it so it's right.
There it is. And
that was Derek the other day. He's like, you literally put the knives up. You want me to just slice my wrist?
You want me to die?
Yeah.
My kids are notorious for the dishwasher thing. And I'll walk by the sink and I'll be like, hey, whose is this? Uh-huh. Now, first off, it's nobody's.
Yep.
Somebody broke into my house and had cereal and then left a little bit of milk and a couple of cereal chunks in the bottom. And I go, all right, you got to dump this out, throw it through, and then put it in the dishwasher. And they'll put it, bowl side up, like just so that it sits there. I'm like, you're really that stupid. And they're trying to get to not have to do it again. Elena, this is another Elena. You did the lawnmower thing too?
When I was younger, my dad asked me to mow the lawn, and I did not like mowing the lawn. So I wrote my name in the lawn, and he came out and I said, Dad, look, I wrote my name in the lawn. Amazing. And he never let me mow again. I wrote my name, and I was so happy about it, and he never let me mow again.
See? And thank you for the call. That's the way out.
We have a mutual friend in radio, and he also does this podcast, and he had this girl on who's getting married. She's 6'4". Her soon-to-be husband
giant.
is 5'9". Okay. Oof. Now, Trisha, if she wears heels,
she's 3 inches taller than me.
Very much taller than you. Same with myself and Derek. You guys are you're shorter men, all right? But I was like, wow, they were asking her all these questions and kind of being rude. And she got really upset. And you can find her at Tall Girl Takeover.
Listen, if your handle has anything to do with your height, then you can't get mad at this.
I mean, she's going to be beautiful. She's a beautiful woman, but she's just, I was like, huge.
She's a giant.
What is it?
Women aren't supposed to be that big. Like, it's not the human body. It's a freak's show when you're that big. You're not supposed to be. An average girl is supposed to be 5'8".
Yeah.
That's the average human female, depending on what your genetic line is, but you're supposed to be 5'8".
They had her on to give her tips of dating shorter men. And
did they have to adjust the doorway when she came in?
The plus sizes, it was via Zoom, so they were fine. But she was just talking about how she tries to wear flats, but that would never do anything. I'm 5'9" and 6'4". That's without her wearing heels, and she's wearing heels on her wedding day. So I want to know, are you dating someone shorter? How much shorter is one question. And then what are the benefits? Okay. Are there benefits I find that men that are shorter are more confident.
Huh? All right.
Like if you look at...
I'm a great little spoon, by the way.
Are you?
Oh, I'm a great little spoon.
Adorable.
I'm very good at it.
Okay.
I like it.
She really does throw her arm right
whip,
over.
like at night, like sometimes, but it's a whip. Like think of some of those medieval that chain with the ball with the spikes on it.
Yeah,
that's her fist at night when she whips it over the top of me. Like it'll hit me in the chest, and you'll just hear that dull thud. And I'll go, "Are you okay?" Sorry. Like she doesn't even realize it. It's like, I don't even know, what do you call that thing? All I know is that if she had a ring turned on backwards, I'd probably have a lung punctured.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Learn something new every single day. So are you...
She's a heavy hitter, that Trisha.
Ladies, taller than your man. What are the benefits and how much taller are you? We want to talk about... We won't call you Freak Show. Promise.
Not we. You won't. Ashley, give me the benefit to dating a shorter man.
Well, I only dated one in my life, and there was no benefit. I'm 5'11".
I love your breath in the beginning of this.
And he claimed that he was 5'11". Turns out he was about 5'8". On a good day.
It was like Big Ed. He showed up. It's not what you were expecting.
And he was like, "Well, how tall are you?" I said, "I'm 5'11". How tall are you? He's like, "I'm 5'11". I was like, "Well, one of us is lying here."
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I'm not. And he had a huge problem with me like towering over him all the time, and
I think it's great. I'm looking for someone to protect me. You know what I mean? I have a big mouth. I need somebody in there to, throw heat if it gets to that point.
Yeah. Did you say I have a huge problem with people lying to me?
Well, yeah. Well, I was like, dude, you're not. There's no way that you're 5'11".
You're so superficial. I can't believe you would be turned off by a shorter man. That's sad. You're short shaming.
I had no problem with it. Hey, yeah, excuse you. You're a freak if you're over 5'8".
Well, I mean, right? Technically, you are.
He literally lives his life judging people, so.
That's what I'm here to do. Thanks, Ashley. Have a great morning.
Same.
Take care. I appreciate it. Now, Madison, you would differ with Ashley's opinion. There is a benefit to dating a shorter guy.
Yes, he can get into the small spaces easier, and like if there's stuff in the lower cupboard in the back, he's really good at getting it.
Send him down. I like that idea.
So I can get the pots and the pans that are under the oven, like at the broiler pan. I'm better at getting that.
Well, no, I'm talking about like in the back of the lower cupboards under the countertop.
Yep.
He can just bend over and get them versus getting on my knees or sitting down and grabbing them.
Now, what's the height difference between you and who you're talking about?
My boyfriend's 5'4" and I'm 5'8".
5'4"?
Yes, his whole family is super short. I think his grandma's like 4'7" top.
Yeah. How are those family photos? Like it's like
small.
One of these things is not like the other. And that's you.
It's a little bit awkward for me, but I live with it. I love my boyfriend.
You always just kind of like take a knee during the pictures just to make sure you're...
I usually volunteer to be the one in the front ducking down.
Hey, do you ever, when you get mad, do you do stuff like hide the TV remote on top of the fridge? Stuff like that?
That's not nice.
No, that's mean.
All right. Thanks. Have a great morning, Madison.
Thank you.
You just gave her that idea.
I know.
Now she's going to do it.
That
His
poor
life's
guy's
going to be ruined.
He's never going to be able to watch ESPN again. He's going to be stuck on 90 Day Fiance runs for.
Poor guy.
All right. Can we do just is it illegal for us to do just a short dude version of No Time to Google if we only have short guys call in?
Only shrimpos.
see, now you're being mean. It's just the same
if
for
you
me
can
to
reach your phone.
For
you
me
call
to
now. Oh man.
Podcast. Download the podcast.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw & Bryant Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend. Immediately.
And hey, we have more podcast episodes available, so go check them out right now. Do it. Come on, do it. Seriously, do it.